Hey guys, Rochelle here with Amethyst Ascension. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. So this video today is going to be about not a walkthrough, but just talking about my indie decks. The decks that I have purchased that are, to the best of my knowledge, not mass market. Or at least these particular decks are not mass market. So the reason why this came up is because there was a hashtag that was going around, and I've seen a couple of the videos now, and it really got me thinking. And I think the hashtag is something like, if my decks disappeared, or something like that. If I woke up in the morning and my decks were all gone. I don't know. I'll have to put it down in the description. But anyways, it really got me thinking. I was like, man, you know, if all of my decks went missing, what would I repurchase? That's hard when you buy indie decks, because once you buy them, it's not so easy. And then if you want to repurchase them again, they are like, you know, some of them can be a lot of money. So I wanted to do a walkthrough of what I have. And just show you. I feel very, very blessed. But I didn't even realize until I started pulling them out, all of the indie decks that I have. So, for starters, I believe that the first indie deck that I ever purchased was the Spirit Keepers. And I was not really in tarot at the point that she did the very first edition, the black and white one. So I was able to get this particular deck, which I love, and it's the Spirit Keepers Tarot Vitruvian edition by Bonestone. And along with that, I got her book of maps. Now, look at that. Look at how thick that is. It is a substantial, not sure what's on it, a substantial book. I mean, it's one of those books. Don't get me wrong. I love the decks when they come like this. And they're so easy to store. I'll have to do a video showing you guys how I store all of my decks, and then you'll understand. But I love it when they come with really big books too, so that you can just put them right on your bookshelf. And you can refer back to them when you want them or when you need them. Not necessarily all the time, because as you become more of a tarot reader, you don't really have to use your books that often. But when you want to really do some deep diving or see what the creator of that deck, especially when it's one like Spirit Keepers, I mean, it's gorgeous. This is probably going to be a little bit longer video, guys. I will put timestamps down below if I remember. Yeah. See, look at how gorgeous those are. And I just purchased her next Revelations edition or version of the Spirit Keepers. I am so excited. It is friggin' phenomenal. Oh my goodness. And I got my sister. She actually just ordered her first indie deck, and it was this, you know, the Revelations deck. Love Bonestone. Love the way that her mind works. That's not all that I got with this one. I also got the medium white book. And I got the 22-week course. So, I believe that was the very first indie deck that I ever purchased. And I do not regret it. I would regret not having it, let's put it that way, because there's just so much information and so many symbols, and it's just, oh, it's like Christmas. So another one that I got not long after that was the Dark Mansions Tarot, and it was almost over. This was the first edition, I believe, and I got just your basic one. I didn't get the deluxe. The deluxe was really big. It had the gorgeous back, so I love the backs. It was just way too big for me. This one The cardstock is fabulous. And it came with the black gilding, which I love. I mean, it just shuffles so good. I love this deck. If you haven't seen it, I believe that there's other editions now. This was by Taroteca. I believe it's Taroteca. Yeah, Taroteca Studios. So, I love it. What was the one after that? I believe the next one after that was the Light Seers. Oh my gosh. You guys know this is definitely one of my soul decks. Definitely one of my soul decks. And what I mean by that is, if ever in doubt, and I really, really want to understand, especially in a pinch, really understand what the cards are saying, this is the deck. And, you know, let me just say, although I do have the mass-produced version of this, and I am grateful for that. I am grateful that there is a mass-produced version of this, because, God forbid, if anything else did ever happen, I can easily replace the deck. That's the most important thing to me. Obviously, this cardstock in this deck is just, it is phenomenal. It is like one of my favorites. It is really stiff, though. I definitely cannot, I think we have some of these upside down. I definitely cannot shuffle these riffle. They're too stiff for that. But that doesn't bother me. I don't care. But this is definitely one of those decks that I reach for. If I really, especially in a pinch, like when I'm doing live readings, the reason why is because I just connect with the meaning so much. It's not like, I mean, I could easily speed read with this deck because I'm just like so familiar with this deck. I mean, I swear I was like oohing and ahhing over this deck long before I ever even got it. I mean, and the mass-produced book is really good, but it doesn't have everything in it like this book does. I just love this book. This is a great book. It's nice and thick. I like the layout of it, and I like the box, everything. This is just, I just can't even say enough how much I love it. And I do have the Muse Tarot, but I did not get that on the indie version. I did get that in the mass-produced, which is okay. It's still great cards. But I also got, and the book is downstairs, sorry, the Sacred Creators Oracle deck from Chris Ann also. This is like one of my ultimate Oracle decks. This is phenomenal. It is such a simple, but right to the point kind of, yeah, deck. The cardstock is fabulous. It's just like the Light Seers. The backs are just like the Light Seers, or I should say, because this was first, the Light Seers is just like this, except for in the greens. And the book, I mean, she is just a fabulous writer. I swear it's like she reaches right into my soul and tells me exactly what I need to hear. And she doesn't pull punches, but she does it in a way that you can just reach down and understand it, and it makes sense, and you can detach from like anger or any of those kind of feelings just in order to be able to deal with whatever you're dealing with. It's just about understanding. I definitely feel like she is a light worker. So, that. After that, I don't remember what I got after that. Another one that I got, and these are going to stop being in order just simply because, honestly, I don't remember the order. I did get this a while back, and this one is really hard for me to work with. This is by Julie Kushawatz, and I fell in love with it because the artwork just calls to me. The cards are just gorgeous, and I love how she has included different cultures in this deck. So I really can connect with this also because I love doing like journeying and past life work. And it really, really like stokes my imagination. So it's so beautiful. And of course, I love Egyptian stuff, but I've also always been attracted to Native American stuff. As a matter of fact, one of my past lives was Native American during the time of the Trail of Tears. So there's definitely history there. And I mean, this is just, I love medieval times stuff, King Arthur stuff. This just, oh, and my gosh, look at her. Yeah, so Julie Kushawatz, definitely Ancestral Path Tarot. I just cannot say enough. And I know because I've been kind of dreamy over like her and her work and the things that she's done. And now the Real Sky Astrology Tarot. So this is another deck that is just, it's just dreamy. I mean, this one's a little bit easier to work with because it's not quite as wide. I mean, the Ancestral Path, it's hard for me to even shuffle it just because my fingers are so short and fat. But this just really, the book is so good. Learning a little bit about the history and about astrology, and it's all being mixed together. And the artwork, it just is, it's like a spark for creativity and imagination. And oh my gosh, it's like stepping back in time. So I absolutely love this deck. So that's another, and you know what? I love supporting other artists. I love supporting people that are making these wonderful. The workbook is fantastic. I don't write in my book, but I love it. So those were two from Julie. My goodness. Of course, the Bonestone and Earthflesh Tarot. Oh my gosh. I had been dreaming about this deck for like 2 years. I had been one of the people. I was not in the tarot community when she started it. I didn't even know about it. I mean, I started watching her channel before I even realized that I just watched her channel because she was a witch and she had great videos and just a, you know, very positive, just a great role model kind of person. But when I found out about her deck and I started watching through it, I was like blown away. And this deck, oh my gosh, this is another soul deck, definitely. I know that the Real Sky is also going to be definitely a soul deck. I know it. I already can't put it down. And I knew that that was the same thing that happened with this for a while, which still is happening. And my Light Seers. It's the same thing. And, you know, I just can't even stop with just these. They're so colorful and beautiful. But the book that Evelyn wrote, this is just the perfect. I mean, it is so phenomenal. The writing is beautiful. The stories, I can see them in my mind's eye as she's talking about them. Yeah, this is just like a dreamy deck for me. And the only thing that I don't like about this deck is the gilding. Obviously for me, but I have used it a lot. But it is coming off bad for me. So, but, I mean, I'm not mad or anything. It is what it is. And maybe it was just meant to be because I'm not a huge red person. So, when that comes off, I'm sure I'm going to be watching Dawn Michelle Boho Tarot's channel. I guess she did a video on how to remove all of the rest of the gilding. So I'll probably be doing that and probably doing my own edging on it, or just leaving it alone. But yeah, Bonestone and Earthflesh. So grateful. Oh my gosh. Some other ones. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get through this. But until I did this, I did not realize how many decks I have got. You know, how many decks I had that were like independent creators. So, or huge mass market, you know, decks. So I got the 78 Elemental Tarot. This, I love the fact that there's, what, 81 different artists who created these cards. Oops, and there's another one. Talk about a nice collaboration. And it's like different every time. So if you're doing like fast readings, this is great because the energy is not going to, as far as I'm concerned, it's not going to get stale. You never know what you're going to get because there's so many different perspectives in this particular deck. It is fun. It's quirky. The only thing that I don't like about it, personally for myself, it's just because of my short fingers, it is such a massive deck. I mean, it's so big. Look at, I mean, yeah. But it is stunning. So, I was so, you know, grateful to be able to get this deck as well. And then, I'm sorry. I'm probably going to be editing quite a bit of this out of here. Then another one that I got was the Kabbalistic Tarot. And I got this off of Etsy. And this is created by Eugene Vininsky and Frater North. And I don't know a whole lot about the Kabbalah. And I know some say that this is not correct based on their teachings of the Kabbalah. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, I really don't know a whole lot about the Kabbalah. But I just thought this was a stunning deck. And I want to learn it this way. And I want to learn it the other way too. And then decide for myself which one I think is right. You know. But I think a lot of your main decks maybe go by this. And the Thoth goes by this. I think. But I just thought it was gorgeous. And, you know, I like, one of the big reasons that I purchase decks is for the ability to learn. I look at tarot decks or decks in general like they are, and where's my other part of it? Where's my other part of the box? Oh, my gosh. If it would have been a snake, it would have bit me. But I look at them like they're flashcards. So I look at them like they're books. Like a library. And I use them as such. Not every deck that I have I use for reading. I use them for education purposes. And because I like pretty pictures. I'm a very visual person. And my imagination is stimulated by not just reading, which it is by reading, but also by, you know, artwork. So another one that I got, and I got this one off of Kickstarter. This is called the Destiny deck, The Art of Tarot. I seen it, and I just had to have it. This might be the first one that I supported, that I backed. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it was. I did a whole bunch of them right around the same time. But, and this one was by Lisa Santine. Yeah, Lisa Santine, which you can find her information there. And I believe she's still selling these. Unless they're out. I'm not sure. Out of stock. But, and she also did a beautiful, beautiful book. I love that. And this is Western astrology, I believe. But that's okay. I like all the systems. I prefer, honestly, the real sky. Because I feel like that is more truthful for me. For my own personality. But I definitely can appreciate other systems as well. It's probably like the difference of Marseille and Thoth and Rider-Waite, right? It's just preferences. So these I fell in love with. These are just gorgeous. Look at that gilding. It's like a matte rose gold gilding. The cards are like a rose petal, or like they're like velvety. Just beautiful. She did such a gorgeous job. I just had to have that deck. Another one. I seen this on the Magical Cat Ladies Brooks channel. Which, gosh, I haven't seen anything from her in ages. Not sure what's going on there, but unless that's another thing that YouTube has taken away from me and I have to go hunt her down. But Earthly Souls and Spirits Oracle. I seen this on, and I think she got hers on Kickstarter. But I found it on, I think Making Playing Cards, or I can't remember where I got it. But this is, I believe it's Terry Foss. Yeah. And Sarah Foss Robinson. But the artwork, look at this. Oh my gosh. It is so gorgeous. I had to have this. And this is such a slippery deck. This is different. This is, I think, pretty great for doing shuffling. Because it's not like, it's pretty thin, actually. The cardstock is pretty thin. It seems really durable, though. Yeah, it didn't do good, but check this out. I'm like epic failing, but this is just gorgeous. I love this deck. I love the artwork. I would love to actually purchase some of her art and put it on my wall. It's just so stunning. So that's another one. So let me change this up a little bit. Another one that I got. This was on Kickstarter. However, I got it after the campaign had run. I had just purchased, actually. Let me move some of this out of the way. I apologize. I didn't realize how many decks I had. I'm sure my husband's pocketbook remembers. So the first one I got was the Art History Tarot for Past Lives. Now, I had seen this on Jennifer Pearson's channel. And she was doing many of showing the different spreads. And I am super close friends with Maria from Lady Knight of Avalon channel. And she does this. And we were talking about this. And so I had to have it. So I got this. It is a phenomenal deck. Absolutely phenomenal. And you know what? I'm not a big person for taking artwork and using it. But in this way, it works. It just works the way that she did it. Just to show you a few. And I love the this type of art that she chose for these. It's just all just so beautiful. So it comes also with a workbook. I got the whole kit, and it's 21 days to understanding yourself. And it is filled with different types of spreads for varying things. So you can literally go through this whole 21 days and just focus on one past life, the different areas of one past life. It gets super deep. So I thought that was incredible. But as I was getting this and showing some of my girlfriends, well, lo and behold, one of my friends happened to show me this deck that they had just got. And, you know, we're all enablers. I believe it was Amber of Lavender Moon, if I'm being honest. And she showed it to me. And I was like, oh, man. And I think I had seen it on Kickstarter. But it was when it was pretty new. I was pretty new to Kickstarter. And I think I had already purchased a few. So at the time, I really couldn't do it. So then I ended up doing it. And oh my gosh, this deck is phenomenal. I just love it so much. There are so many possibilities in this deck. It's unbelievable. So many. So you can use these decks in conjunction with each other. Like, because this one goes like way back, like Ice Age stuff, like before Ice Age stuff. It's just like phenomenal. You can see I have them all, because I've done readings, live readings, so I have them all tabbed, so it doesn't take me forever to go back, like, depending on what card comes out, like the identity, like the trauma that you suffered in life, like time frame. And it talks about the different time frames, like pre-Earth, early Stone Age, Neolithic Revolution, Age of Atlantis is in here. I mean, you just can't go wrong with this deck. Seriously. And then, if you wanted to, after you get the fundamental questions down, then you can go back and do the 21 days digging deeper with this deck if you wanted. I mean, yeah. Or another one that I could see really going back and doing some great past life work with these as well is the Ancestral Path Tarot. So, and this, I'm sorry, is by Mandy Peterson. It's called Uncover Your Past Lives Oracle. And this one is Art History Tarot for Past Lives from Red Orchid Publishing. And this was does it say who? The name? Melanie Eva Henson. So you can order these right off of her website as well. Red Orchid Publishing. All right, what else do we have here? Okay. So this deck and this deck, Nancy Texas Rose, who I believe that she does not have her channel up any longer. I did an interview. You can check out the interview with her. Beautiful lady. So many stories. Wonderful. It was a pleasure interviewing her on my channel. She was doing a purging of some of her decks, stuff that she just didn't want to use anymore or didn't connect with, or just, you know, maybe she was, I'm not sure. Maybe she was just cleaning it out. Just, you know, keeping the stuff that she really, really used. So she was getting rid of them. And so she did a video and was showing the ones that she still had. And immediately I'm like, okay, do you have these available still? So she got back to me and we set it up. And she gave me a wonderful price on both of them and sent them to me. And oh my gosh, I love them. I absolutely love, look, okay, first of all, look at that gilding. Is that not the most gorgeous? And the backs. It definitely reminds me a lot of this Destiny deck. It's like, one's like a darker color and one's like your rose. The cardstock is, I mean, almost verbatim the same. This feels thinner. These are a little bit thinner. This is also like the same kind of edging. And this is a lot of, like, symbolism like these. This is a pip. But it is so stunning. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Just gorgeous. So, Soul Cards Tarot deck by Christine Fredheim, Karina Nika, and Eva Eklund. SoulCardsTarot.com. This is a gorgeous deck. Just gorgeous. And this one really, really surprised me. Now, I am not a fan. I wish this was just a little bit bigger. I wish the bag was bigger, that it would fit both things in it, right? And I struggle. I struggle getting these out of here every single time. Unless I'm just not with it and I'm not... Sorry, I know this is moving. I'm just not smart enough, I guess, to get it out of there without complications. These are so good. And this is not normally my kind of deck. But when I seen this, and I believe a second edition just had gone through, look at that, on Kickstarter, a second run of it. These have given me such powerful messages, and they just hit it where, I mean, they don't pull any punches, but they're deep and insightful. And I mean, I have read some of these cards and just bawled because they just said exactly what I needed to hear. And it's like they reached into my soul and said, okay, this is what's going on. This is what we're going to do. Blah, 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 blah. I love it. The artwork has really grown on me. It's by Mari Bento. This is one of them that I do monthly. And it's usually 2 or 3 cards that I get each month. But they're just profound, let me tell you. And the book is so good, written so well. And it's like, this is also like that kind of, same kind of like rose petal. And these are a mixture. Obviously, all of my indies are a mixture of the tarot and oracle. And then, let's see. Cannot forget about Julianne Victoria. There's a couple more decks that she's made that I definitely want to get as well. But the Vedic Astrology, this is the study deck, and I'm not sure where the actual box is. I think it's downstairs. Love these cards. This deck and book has helped me so much learn about astrology. It is, she keeps it simple so it's easy to learn. There's deep stuff in there, but she does it, she teaches it so well that it's really easy to pick up. And then, of course, like I said, I use my decks for learning. They're not always what I read with, but just like pull out flashcards so that I can easily retain it. Because I don't like to just learn one thing at a time. I find that boring. It doesn't challenge me. So I like to pick up a whole bunch of different things and put the pieces together, and that kind of chaos feels like home to me. I know for other people, it doesn't. But for me, that's where I like to be. It just feels right. The book, phenomenal. So good. I cannot stress that enough. This, the Medieval Sigils Tarot, the Sigilla Medievalia, or Sigalia Medievalia, however you want to say it. These are so cool. They definitely inspire, they inspire us to use our imagination. Like, you know, it's like when you go to a psychiatrist, and I've never actually done this, but I've seen this on a lot of movies, where they go in and they show you these different, like, cloud pictures, right? And they're like, what do you see out of it? Well, they're trying to see into your psyche, see? Or that's what my thoughts are, that they're trying to see how you process thought and how you process certain things and what's on your mind. So, like, if you see your mother in it, then, you know, in a weird position or something, that could show your fears or your hopes or where you have issues, whatever. I don't know. But this is what this deck feels like. It feels like really deep into your own psyche, period. Symbolism. What does that symbolism mean to you? And so this is really, really cool. Definitely very, very occult. Okay, so that was Julianne down. All right. Oops, damn it. I just lost some back there. Let's see. Here's another one. And another one. I cannot believe how many damn indie decks I have. This might hurt. I thought that this was such a cool modern take on the deck. I love how body positive it is. I love how modern and diverse. I love the coloring of this deck. The cardstock is fantastic. Look at that gorgeous gilding. That's beautiful. The backs are gorgeous. The box is great. The book is good. I love it. It's a great, I definitely do not regret it. This was a Kickstarter for me. This is a runes deck. This is also another one that I do every month. And it goes into my monthly journal, tarot journal, for like major reflection and energy for that month. It's just simply stunning. And yet again, I love the runes. I want to learn them more, but I do take on a lot of stuff, so sometimes it takes me a little bit longer, or I need to know the best way that I learn, and that is through like flashcards and visuals. So yet another deck that I wanted to support also, just because it was so gorgeous. And this is by Havaya, and you can get it at havaya.com. All right, another one that I got off of Kickstarter, the Magick and Mediums Oracle, and I believe this was the second edition. I thought that this, the Magick and Mediums Oracle by Aniel Reed, illustrated by Ash and colored. Great little book. The backs are phenomenal. Great for pictures. And you know what? I'm saying it. Some of these decks I initially get for the fact that they can take good pictures, because I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook and I'm on YouTube and all that. But the ones, they just really also surprise me with how good the books are and the messages that can come from them. I mean, look at that. Yeah, I just love this deck. Sometimes, how do I use these? I'll pull a card, or I'll do a spread, or I will draw one and put it in with my monthly. Just various ways, right? Or for drawing for others. Here's another one. Oh my gosh, I love this deck. The box is phenomenal. I'm trying to get it out of it. This is one of those that's like rose petal. The quality of this book is phenomenal. The pages, oh my gosh. The stories for the different kinds of witches. Because we have voices and we have whispers, is what I believe that they're called. The voices of the different witches. It's like getting advice from like ancestor witches and stuff like that, which I love. And then other ones are like the tools. So there's little extras back there. I want to get some, there's a couple artworks that I want to get framed. But these are like the whispers. These are like your tools, correspondences. And these are like the advice that you would get from the witches. The cardstock is phenomenal. Oh yeah, those were just mine. This is also another one that I've just recently started pulling for monthly cards. So, because I pull several cards for a month for my tarot journal. I stopped doing dailies. It was overkill for me. Another one that, this one was a gift that I got from oh, what is the name of Artistry of Tarot? Yeah, the Artistry of Tarot. And this was Mendy. Beautiful gift. She had also come over onto my channel and did a beautiful interview. She is such a lovely, lovely lady. And she was showing this deck, and I had never heard of it. And when she had mentioned the name, which was Voorhees, Chase Voorhees, immediately I thought, oh my gosh, that reminds me of Friday the 13th. Or, no, it wasn't Friday the 13th. It was it Friday the... I don't remember. I think it was Friday the 13th. The series, Jason Voorhees, right? So they were calling it like the Friday the 13th tarot. But anyways, I loved it because you're plain black. The cardstock is phenomenal. But these are so out of the ordinary. The color schemes, for what they are, they really make you think. It gets really deep. Deeper than what I thought it would. But granted, I know a lot about color also because of making jewelry back in the day. You had to also learn about color associations, and also I associate with the chakras and what that means and how it fits in with these cards was brilliant. I just thought it was fantastic. And it's one of those decks. I don't really read for other people with these because they take a little bit more deep thought because, like I said, they're not like your run-of-the-mill. They really make you, I think, even go beyond the surface because the color is so, yeah. Look at that High Priestess. Because the colors really make you think. Yeah. So, yeah. And this is the Tarot of the Holy Spectrum. If I didn't say that, I don't think I did. And as I said, this was a gift from Mendy. Beautiful deck. So I did not personally support this creator. She did. But I am grateful that she did because it is an awesome deck. And then I got, this is another one of my soul decks. This just speaks to me, speaks to me, speaks to me. Cosmic Visions Tarot, and this is by Jessica Shackleton. This was another Kickstarter that I did. Great little book. It does what it's supposed to, but I don't really normally have to even look at the book because I will to get her perspective, but these just speak to me. I mean, there's even one, I think the Fool is being taken up into like a spaceship, right? I mean, oh my gosh, look at that death. It's just so gorgeous. Look at that, Seven of Pentacles. The Devil. Look at the Magician. Look at that strength. Oh my God, do you see why I love this one so much? It's so gorgeous. What is that one? Nine of Swords. Oh, yeah. What a wicked web we weave, right? Oh, my gosh. The Empress. Look at that. Okay. Anyways, I could just, like, sit here and just be so dreamy about this one. Another one I am so grateful that I got. I got the big package. I also got the spread tarot, or the tarot spread or tarot cloth that came with it. Everything. I was so grateful to get it. Okay, so there's that. Now, I promise I'm getting close to the end, guys. I know this is long. My apologies. So, the spread machine. I just did a pick a card, and it was, I used one card from this particular, actually it was one card from one of these other sets. I got the boxes put away. That inspired that, that whole pick a card. was that card right there. It asked many of the questions. So it helped me. I had talked about this before, that I see this deck as such a tool for further exploration in so many different fields. The cardstock is fantastic. The colors are inspiring and gorgeous. The quality of these little books and the paper are phenomenal. Her writing is wonderful. This was just ingenious. And there's two different. This one's Quest and Change. And then we've got the main one. So, okay, Sarah, sorry. Had a little cough attack here. So then we've got a whole other deck that has several different categories. Seeker category, focus area categories, light work category, and on shadow work category. Look at that. And these are supposed to help you make the perfect spreads. But it's not just spread. They're just like foundational things, right? They're just like giving you a little bit of direction. And that's what this does when you're trying to read. So like, for instance, if I do live readings, or sometimes, depending on what's happening in our lives, we can easily get off track. What I mean by that is, sometimes it's not so cut and dry to see what the cards, at least for me, because I see so many different options. So when I use something like this as my foundation or structure, because I like structured things, then it lets me, I feel more free to use my intuition after I know what the basis of it is, instead of just going willy-nilly all over the place. And these decks really help channel that, keep that channeled for me. And I'm not saying that that's right for you. I just know for me, that works better with my personality. So, and I just kept it in this little mover, shaker, risk taker. And then that. And two more decks, guys. This one is so much fun. I seen Maria. She is such an enabler. Maria of Lady Knight of Avalon. This is called the Hermit Tarot. And there's actually the same lady that created this that does these just killer readings on YouTube. And I think her channel is called the Hermit Tarot channel. But these are different. Look at. I don't even have to say anything more than that. If you are somebody that does a lot of readings, especially like fast readings, this can really easily put things into perspective really fast. There's like no guessing what else this could mean, right? This can help with if you channel from other people for the readings, especially like in your love readings and stuff. Or if you want yes or no answers, these are possible with this deck. I love it. And then one last, and I don't even remember who the creator of this was, but please go and check out her channel. I think I got this off of US Games or Making Playing Cards. I can't remember. It was one of them. And then this, I'm sorry. I know it keeps shaking my camera. I've got like an arm set up on my phone off of this little tray table. So, the last one is the Sacred India Tarot. Now, I don't think that this is, at least when I've looked, I don't think it's really available right now. I think I was very fortunate to get a copy. I mean, I think it is available, but you're going to have to pay for it. It's a little bit more expensive. But this is based off of different, it says inspired by Indian mythology and epics. The book is really cool. And each suit is like for different, like the life of Buddha. Another one is the Mahabharata, I think. Stories of that. I can't remember all of it. The cards are very cool. Here's the backs. Love it. If you want to learn a little bit more about India or Indian mythology, this is a great deck for that. And this is by Rohit Arya and Jane Addams. And I think you can find this like on eBay or some other places for a little bit more. And if you can find it, I would pick it up, you know, for a good price. But I was lucky enough to get this. I think this was a return, and I was lucky enough to get it because some of the cards, the corners are not right. But I don't care. I can fix that. I modify my decks all the time. I actually enjoy it. So that did not scare me off. Oh my God, look at the box. It's just stunning. Look at that. The Sacred India Tarot. Oops. So that was my indie deck collection. And I think I covered pretty much everything. I've got a lot more decks than that, but this was like my indie, or being able to help the artists that are not going through like you know, mass publishing houses. A lot of them are doing these themselves. So I hope you have enjoyed this, and I am sending you love and light. I apologize it's so long.